yo soy, watashi wa nanun, ego sum. I am Chris. This is Chris in English. And I'm glad to see you out there today. Oh my goodness, we got someone already. We got Leanie in the house. Good morning, Leanie. Happy Wednesday to you. I hope you're well. I said good morning. Good morning. Is it morning where you are? I don't know. It's very morning where I am. But I hope you're well. Tell me, what time is it where you are, Leanie? I don't know where you are. I would like to know. I am doing so well today. I had a terrific Tuesday. I ate some Mexican food because it was Taco Tuesday. I played some video games online with my sons. That was really fun. And I got a really good night's sleep. So I'm ready to go this morning. How about you, Leanie? How was your night last night? What did you do? Did you do anything fun or exciting? I hope you did. I hope you had a grand adventure. Nothing? No? There we go. Oh, Leanie is in Korea. Yeah, it's night there. It is nighttime in Korea. But it's beautiful in Korea at night, right? I assume you're in Seoul? Maybe Busan? I don't know. Let's take a look at what we're going to do today. Of course, we're going to have a question of the day. We always have a question of the day. And we always have a word of the day. I will teach you a word that you can use in the English language. And it will make you sound so knowledgeable. Knowledgeable. Is that a clue? Is that a hint for what our word of the day might be? I'm going to give you the coronavirus update for San Diego, California, and the United States. We're going to talk about Blockbuster Video. Blockbuster Video. Some of you young folk, you might not remember Blockbuster Video, but it was such an important part to everyone who was alive in the 90s. So we'll talk about something new about Blockbuster Video. We got a little bit of grammar today. If you guys are interested, we can talk about some past perfect. And we'll open it up to questions. Speaking of questions, what's our question of the day? You can start thinking about it now. If you could spend the night in any building, what building would it be? Any building in the world. Think about that. It could be a pyramid. It could be a museum. It could be a bank. If you could spend the night in any building in the entire world, what building would you choose and why? Think about that, Leanie. Any building in the world. What's a good building in Korea that you could spend the night in? I don't know. I know it's a good cup of coffee. Let's get started here. I'll start with the San Diego coronavirus update. Here's the problem, my friends. The numbers coming out of California are not accurate. We had a problem with all of our tests, so our numbers are not correct. We don't know why they're not correct. We don't know how they're not correct. Are they too high? Are they too low? We don't know. My guess is that the numbers I'm going to give you are too low. In San Diego County, we've had 33,200 confirmed cases of coronavirus, and we are reporting 602 deaths. That means we had another 10 deaths yesterday in San Diego alone. In California, we're looking at 586,000 confirmed cases of coronavirus with about 10,650 deaths. In the United States, we got 5.15 million confirmed cases with 164,000 deaths. Each death is a sadness to me and a loss to our world. My heart goes out to everyone who has lost anyone from this horrible, horrible virus. But for the rest of us, we have to just remember what it is we're supposed to be doing. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. Maintain social distancing. And that's how we're going to get through it. That's how we're going to get to the end of this together so that we can walk out together into a healthier and more prosperous world when this is all over with. That's what I think will happen. We just have to get there. That's it, Leanie. You made it to the end of the San Diego coronavirus update. I hope you're safe. I hope you're healthy. I hope your family and your friends are safe and healthy too. I'm thinking about all of you out there. What else is going on? Let's do a word of the day. Leanie, you're a good student. You deserve a word of the day. You deserve to learn new English. You deserve to increase your knowledge. Is that a hint? Is that a clue for our word of the day? It's true. It is our word of the day. If you want to see the word of the day, head over to the website, ChrisinEnglish.com, where you can see the word of the day every day. Thanks in part to the free dictionary that provides the word of the day every day. Deep knowledge. Deep knowledge. Our word of the day is erudition. Erudition is a noun, and it means deep knowledge about something. Not surface knowledge, not just knowing about something, but if you have erudition, you have some deep knowledge about it. Mighty, mighty! I am so happy to see you. Oh my goodness, and Jasmine is here too. It's like a party. It's like an English language party. It makes me happy. We're talking about our word of the day. Our word of the day is a noun, erudition. And if you say it like that, if you say it with a British accent, erudition, you sound erudite, which means very smart, full of knowledge. Erudition is a noun, and it means deep knowledge. Let's take a sentence. Let's look at a sentence. Albert Einstein, the famous scientist, had great erudition, especially when it came to astrophysics. Yes, Albert Einstein is famous for having deep knowledge. Hi, Maite. Deep knowledge about astrophysics and some other things maybe. Erudition, deep knowledge. Here's something for you guys, and it's true. You should remember this every time. Who is this? MJ from SD. Good to see you, MJ. Thanks for coming to the show. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're healthy. I hope you're safe. And I hope you are keeping active even during the stupid lockdown because of the stupid coronavirus. But our word of the day today, erudition. This is a good sentence for you guys to remember in your lives. Demonstrating erudition about Star Wars is a very good way to make your teacher love you. Demonstrating erudition, deep knowledge about Star Wars. Now it's your turn. Can you make a sentence using our word of the day, erudition? It's a noun. Just so you know, I wanted to share this too. You'll probably see the adjective a little more frequently. The adjective form is erudite. Let me give you spelling for both of these. Erudition, the noun, E-R-U-D-I-T-I-O-N. Erudition, noun, deep knowledge. The adjective is erudite. E-R-U-D-I-T-E. It's a person who demonstrates deep knowledge. If someone is erudite, it means they have or demonstrate deep knowledge about something. Your turn. Can you give me a sentence using our word of the day, erudite, or the adjective form erudition? Let me know. You can post it right here on Instagram while we're talking right now. Right now, you can do it. Or you can send me an email, chris@ChrisinEnglish.com. Or you can wait till I post this video on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. Leave me a comment. Leave your sentence with our word of the day. Back in the 1990s, we did not have Netflix. Back in the 1990s, we did not have streaming. There was no such thing as streaming video. If we wanted to watch a movie on our time, we had to rent a videotape. Videotapes, of course, are those cassettes. They have magnetic tape inside. You put it in the machine. You push play and you watch a movie. If you miss a part, you hit rewind, and it physically rewinds back to the point in the movie that you wanted to see. This was renting videotapes. And if you were renting videotapes in the 1990s, you were probably going to Blockbuster Video. There was a Blockbuster Video in every town. There was a Blockbuster Video on almost every corner. You go to Blockbuster Video, you walk around, you find a movie that you want to rent, you take it to the counter, you pay them, $2, $3. You take the movie home, you watch it, and you take it back to Blockbuster so someone else can watch it. I've got an MJ sentence here. Let's see what he's saying. In Korea, a diverse mixture of students go to university to get integrity and erudition. MJ! Very good. That sentence shows that you have some erudition yourself. Nice going. Erudition, that's our word of the day. Deep knowledge. It's a noun. Thank you, MJ. That's fantastic. Anybody out there? I want to hear your sentences too with our word of the day, erudition. Blockbuster was probably the most popular and most successful company in the United States for about 10 years or so. Blockbuster was a safe company to have stock in. You knew where every Blockbuster was in your city. You knew it was easy to go there, rent a video, come home, watch a movie. But then Netflix came. Netflix. You've heard of Netflix, right? Today we use Netflix. Who is this? This is TP22. Good to see you, 22. Thanks for joining the show. We're talking about Blockbuster today. Specifically, we're talking about a special Blockbuster. Well, I'll give you a history of Blockbuster. Blockbuster started going downhill when Netflix came on the scene. When Netflix started, they were not a streaming service. They were a mailing service. You would go online and you would look at their list of movies. You would pick one of the movies and they would mail the DVD to you. You'd watch the movie. They sent you an envelope, so you put the DVD back in the envelope when you're done with it. You put it in the mail. They get their movie back and you're able to rent another movie. And they send that one to you too. That's how we watched movies without leaving our house back in the 2000s. Well, hey, Coco! Good to see you. I'm glad you made it to the show today. Let me give you a little wave there. Obviously, this was bad for Blockbuster. Blockbuster did not have a movie-by-mail system. You had to drive to Blockbuster to get your movie. But why would anyone want to do that if they could just get their movie in the mail? So Blockbuster started going downhill. They started selling their buildings, where there used to be 20 Blockbusters in your city. Thank you, Coco! Thank you. You used to see 20 Blockbusters in your city. Soon that was down to 10 Blockbusters. Soon that was down to 5. Soon that was down to just one Blockbuster in your city, but you didn't care because you had Netflix. You were streaming. There is one Blockbuster video left in the United States. It's in a small town in the state of Oregon. Oregon is the state just to the north of California. This Blockbuster video, you can still go there. You can still rent videos. You can still rent DVDs. You can still rent PlayStation and Xbox. It's kind of really cool what Blockbuster did. But this Blockbuster is now an Airbnb. They changed to an Airbnb. They set up the store like a living room with a couch, refrigerator for some food, a 1990s style widescreen TV, and you can sleep in the Blockbuster with all the movies. You have access to all of the movies in their collection. That's kind of cool. Sleep at a Blockbuster. Here's the best part. The cost? $4 a night. $4 a night. It costs $3.99 to rent a movie from Blockbuster. For one more penny, you can sleep there all night and watch all of the movies you have time for. If you're interested, go to Airbnb, look for Blockbuster. The dates available are in September. If you come to the United States in September, make sure you stop off in San Diego. Say hi to your teacher. Paulo! Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Here's to you. We were just talking about Blockbuster. Blockbuster Video. There's a Blockbuster in Oregon that is now an Airbnb. You can sleep at Blockbuster and watch all their movies. Here's to you, Paulo. Delicious but coffee. That's a good cup of coffee. Blockbuster Video. And sleeping in a Blockbuster Video. Falling asleep inside a Blockbuster Video. That's why I thought of this question of the day for us. If you could spend the night in any building in the world, what building would you choose? Would you spend the night in the White House in Washington, D.C.? No? Maybe in the Louvre in Paris? Maybe? Possibly in the Taj Mahal in India. These are all great buildings. These are all famous buildings. These are all buildings that you can go inside, but would you spend the night in these buildings? That's our question of the day. If you could spend the night in any building in the world, what building would you choose? Practice your English. Give us an answer. Do you know the answer? Look in your heart. Only you know the answer for you. What else is happening today? Let's do a little bit of grammar. We got a little bit of grammar today. Just a little bit. Because I know you guys love the grammar, but you don't love the grammar, but you love the grammar. So I'm going to give you just a little bit of grammar. In my English class this week, our grammar topic is past perfect. And I'll be honest with you, past perfect is one of my favorite verb forms to teach. One of the reasons is it's so easy to teach because it's so easy for students to learn. Past perfect has two ingredients. The first ingredient is the helping verb, and that helping verb is always had. Had. Had is the past form of have, and that's why it's past perfect. Every perfect verb form must use some form of have. Because this is past perfect, we use the past form had. And of course, since it's a perfect verb form, we need a past participle. That's the second ingredient for past perfect. So the two ingredients are the helping verb had, always had, plus a past participle. Had eaten, had walked, had learned, had taught, had gone. These are all examples of just the verb form for past perfect. But what does past perfect mean? Why do we use past perfect? How do we use past perfect? I love past perfect. Past perfect is used with simple past to show what happened first in the past. And the answer is simple. Past perfect always happens first. Let me give you an example. I had cooked dinner before I ate. Ate, simple past. Had cooked, past perfect. What happened first? Cooked, of course. Had cooked happens before ate. Logically, you don't want to eat before you cook. You might get sick. But it doesn't matter if it's a logical order. Past perfect always tells us which verb happens first. I had taken a nap when you called. First, I took a nap. I started my nap, I finished my nap, and then you called. Past perfect always happens first. If you can only learn one thing about past perfect always happens first. You did it! See, I told you, just a little bit of grammar. Just a little bit. And like I always tell you guys, grammar has never killed anyone. You don't believe me? Call the hospitals. Call the police department. Call the fire department. Ask them, have you ever had a grammar emergency? Have you ever, ask the fire department, have you ever had to climb the big ladder to get to the top of the building to save someone from grammar? No. Grammar is harmless. Grammar doesn't want to hurt you. Grammar is your friend. No one has died from grammar. That's just about everything I have for you. We can talk a little bit more if anyone has a question for me. I'm happy to answer questions. I love answering questions. I did want to share a little piece of important news in the United States. Hey, yes, good to see you. I'm glad you made it to the show. Our word of the day today, erudition, which is a noun that means deep knowledge. Deep knowledge about something. Erudition. It's a great word of the day. Senator Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is currently one of the 2 senators from the state of California. That means she's a member of the federal government and she represents the state of California. For now. Because yesterday, presidential candidate Joe Biden announced that he is picking her to be his running mate in the presidential contest. That means Kamala Harris is going to be running to be vice president of the United States. Now, this is interesting and important just for a couple of reasons. One, it's always interesting every 4 years when the candidates pick their vice presidential running mates. You know, it's important to know who wants the second most important job in the federal government. But Senator Harris's pick is also important. Senator Harris is only the 3rd woman in history to be nominated for the vice presidency of the United States. And I'm going to qualify that. Everything I've found tells me that she's the 3rd woman to be nominated, after Geraldine Ferraro, after Sarah Palin. But I'm curious because that might only be true for the 2 major parties, the Democrats and the Republicans. There are more parties in the United States than just those 2. Mr. Marty, he made it at the end, but he made it nonetheless. Glad to see you, sir. Erudition. Erudition, it's a noun, and it means deep knowledge. Einstein had erudition about astrophysics. Teachers love students who demonstrate erudition about Star Wars. It's erudition. That's your word of the day, Mr. Marty. That's your word of the day. And just before we leave, I was going to talk a little bit about Kamala Harris, Senator Kamala Harris, who is running to be vice president of the United States with Joe Biden. So it's Biden-Harris on the Democratic ticket. It's Trump-Pence on the Republican ticket. And I was saying, Kamala Harris is the 3rd woman to be nominated for vice president in all of America's history, at least in the major parties. She is the first Black American to be nominated to be vice president. And Senator Harris's mother is originally from the country India. So Senator Harris is also the first Indian American to be nominated for vice president. Millie! Hey! Good to see you. I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you? I hope you're well. I hope you're healthy. I hope you're safe. And I hope you're keeping yourself entertained and occupied. I'm glad to see you. Thanks for showing up. I'm just about done with today's show, but I did want to share with you guys about Kamala Harris, Senator Harris, who was nominated by Joe Biden to become Vice President of the United States. So, keep your eye on the news. That's the important news coming out of the United States. If you watch American news, that is the big news that you will see today. And that means the contest is set President Trump, Vice President Pence for the Republicans, former Vice President Joe Biden, and Senator Kamala Harris for the Democrats. There are other parties running. There are not just two parties in the United States. Don't think there are. Millie's fine. I'm glad to hear that. I am very glad to hear that. Quick update. My family is healthy. My family is safe. We're doing everything we're supposed to. Maintaining social distance. Wearing masks when we leave the house. Washing our hands when we come back from the house. In my car, I have some fluid. I wash my hands every time I get in and out of my car. Do those important things and we'll all remain healthy, we'll all remain fine, and we'll all be back together. Not just on video, but face to face. Vis-a-vis. Mano a mano. That's just about it. Anybody have any last questions for? Oh, Marty and Millie. Here's your question of the day. If you could spend the night in any building in the world, what building would it be and why? Think about that. Any building in the world, maybe a pyramid, maybe the White House, maybe the Eiffel Tower, maybe the Vatican. Ooh, maybe the secret library at the Vatican. You could spend all night reading the secret books. If you could spend the night in any building in the world, what building would it be? Any thoughts? Any ideas? Any hopes and dreams for our question of the day or anything at all, my friends? I love questions, whether it's a question of the day or not. I love your questions. Meanwhile, I've got coffee. And it's good. All right then, my friends. Thank you so much for joining us in our show today. I hope you guys will come back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, also known as Friday Eve. We'll do it all again. We'll continue looking at our verb form of the week, past perfect. Mr. Marty, he wants to answer. He's going to tell us his building. Millie's telling me she doesn't drink coffee anymore? You don't drink coffee? Well, that's fine. You know what that means? That means more coffee for me. Don't drink the coffee. Because if you drink the coffee, that means I can't drink that coffee. So that's fine. You don't have to drink coffee, Mel. I will drink the coffee for you. Mr. Marty, the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. Okay. But so, I'll even give you the option of staying at the very top of the building. Do you want the penthouse? Do you want the very top floor to look out over all of Dubai? Burj Khalifa, that's a really good choice. I probably would not want to sleep on the top of that building, but that's just me. Hey, Cindery! I am so glad to see you! Oh, Millie! I'm having fun. I'm the luckiest Chris in the world. Did you know that? I get to talk to people from all over the world every day of my life. I have friends on every continent except Antarctica. I'm the luckiest one. Marty's saying yes, he wants to stay in the Burj Khalifa, but he wants to stay on the top floor. I'll tell you what, Marty, I'll visit you, but I'll stay outside and I'll wave. You look down and maybe you'll see, look down and you'll see a very, 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 very small man waving. That's me. I'll wave at you. That's the question of the day. You don't have to answer now. You can comment when I post the video on Instagram. You can comment on the website, ChrisinEnglish.com. Send me an email, Chris@ChrisinEnglish.com. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Until then, please remember, my name is Chris. I love you all. Audrey! I'm going to wait a second here. I was going to end the show. I was going to go away. I was going to go do other stuff. But Audrey is here. Hello, my aujourd'hui. I hope you're doing well today. I hope your family and you are healthy and safe and well. Are you doing well? Your word of the day today is erudition, deep knowledge. Marty's saying that if he were on the top of the Burj Khalifa and I was at the bottom outside waving at him, he'd see a small, Chris-shaped dot. It might not even look Chris-shaped. It might just look like a dot. That's a very big building. But I'll tell you what, Mr. Marty, if you ever get yourself to the top floor of the Burj Khalifa, you don't have to wave at me. I'll visit you there. I would visit you there. That would be a grand adventure. All right, my friend. Audrey, I'm glad to see you even for just a moment. Thank you, Millie. My name is Chris. I love you all. Go away.